the movements of the gastrointestinal tract. In this series, we will discuss the different movement of gastrointestinal tract as overall. When you see this gastrointestinal movement, in this session, we will see first gastrointestinal tract innervations, stomach motility and emptying, the movement of the small intestine, peristalsis, gastroesophageal reflex and cardioesophageal reflex. These are the learning objective of this series. When is this neural regulation of the GI tract, that means gastrointestinal tract, it has both innervation, that is intrinsic innervation as well as extrinsic innervation. The intrinsic innervation consists of plexus of neurons and synapses located within the wall of GI tract, while the extrinsic innervation nerve supply from the autonomic nervous system, that means sympathetic and parasympathetic. When I say in detail, that is enteric nervous regulation. When you see this enteric nervous regulation, it has submucosal plexus which are known as Meissner's plexus, while it has another plexus, group of plexus, these are known as Meinteric plexus, that is known as Orbach's plexus. That means in conclusion, this enteric nervous system of GI tract has two groups, submucosal plexus and Meinteric plexus. This submucosal plexus are also known as Meissner's plexus, while Meinteric plexus are also known as Orbach's plexus. The submucosal plexus controls mainly the secretory function of GI tract, while the Meinteric plexus, it controls mainly the motor function of GI tract. Now the submucosal plexus is stimulated between the submucosa and the circular muscle. That means it is situated between the submucosa and circular muscle, while the Meinteric plexus is situated between the circular muscle and longitudinal muscle. This is the figure showing the organization of this enteric nervous system and its both plexus. Now when you see in detail, this diagram shows us different layers of GI tract, respectively mucosa, submucosa is plexus, muscle and outer layer. When you see this enteric nervous system, it coordinates the motor and secretory activities of GIT even in the absence of extrinsic innervation. This is a very important part. The extrinsic innervation is consists of sympathetic and parasympathetic part. When you see this parasympathetic part, the parasympathetic nervous supply occur via vagus nerve and pelvic nerves. It has function mainly, the efferent parasympathetic is usually excitatory function, that it increases gastrointestinal secretion and motility. While it has another part sympathetic which is originates from the lateral horn cells of spinal cord, and it has function mainly concern decreases gastrointestinal secretion and relaxes the smooth muscles. These are intrinsic or extrinsic nerve supply regulations. That means in conclusion, the extrinsic nerve supply consists of two parts, parasympathetic nerve supply and sympathetic nerve supply. The parasympathetic nerve supply is responsible causes increases gastric secretion and motility, while sympathetic decreases these gastric secretions and motility. When you see the movements of the small intestine, in next part we will discuss this in detail.